pulling into the mud again. Meg got whiff of hatred in UK, urged to drive a wedge with Harry. The special relationship between the United States and the United Kingdom has always been a bit prickly and competitive in nature. While citizens of both nations freely devour the cultural contributions of their cousins across the pond, the free exchange of information and ideas seems to do little to foster a mutual admiration. Brits have a tendency to think of Americans as boorish and unsophisticated, while Americans have been known to dismiss the UK as a nation of elitist snobs. Both of these stereotypes are unfair, to say the least, but for whatever reason, they've endured for centuries. So when an American actress married into the British royal family, perhaps we should have anticipated the chaos that would ensue. As we've discussed before, this is not unprecedented territory. In 1934, King Edward VIII entered a relationship with an American actress named Wallis Simpson, and even before the couple married, the public uproar over the romance was such that Edward chose to abdicate the throne. Whatever the case, it seems that calling the experiment a wash and returning to the land of her birth hasn't done any favors for Meghan's reputation. In fact, the gap in the two nations' appraisals of Meghan has never been wider. In a piece originally titled "Meghan's Image, Battered in Britain's Tabloids, Thrives in US," the Duchess is described as a polarizing figure whose contentious lawsuit against the tabloid that published her letters to her father has earned her more critics than ever. Usually, we're opposed to giving platforms to Piers Morgan-style cranks who have made careers out of whining, but if their goal was to accurately depict the warped mindset of Meghan's biggest haters, perhaps the Times did the right thing by interviewing self-proclaimed royal expert Penny Junor. The majority of people are fed up, to the back of the teeth, with them, Junor told the outlet when asked how Meghan is perceived in London. They said they wanted privacy, but then they never stopped looking for attention. And now, all these months later, we've had this discovery that she's been lying to the court, or failing to remember. Junor made no mention of the racial animus that seems to fuel so much of the anti-Meghan sentiment in the UK. Instead, she blamed the opinion gap on cultural differences, insisting that Brits resent Meghan because of her success, not her skin colour. "We tolerate success in this country, but we don't celebrate it," Junor said. "In America, they glorify success." In a recent interview Andrew Ross Sorkin, Meghan addressed the idea that ambition in women is viewed as a negative trait. "How have we culturally allowed that to be the case?" she said. "Meghan Markle and Prince Harry are finding it quite hard on their own," claimed royal expert Russell Myers. Prince Harry yesterday released a statement on the Archewell website, which says he is working to tackle fake news. The statement said, "Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, co-founder of Archewell, joined a group of his colleagues who have been working together for more than half a year to release an ambitious report on tackling the growing mis- and disinformation problem in technology, media, and social media. The report gives a list of 15 recommendations for leaders to consider adopting across the public, private and non-profit sectors." The statement comes as Associated Newspapers, ANL, seek to overturn the decision that the publication of Meghan Markle's private letter to her father Thomas Markle, sent in August 2018, was unlawful. The Duchess apologized to the Court of Appeal last week for allegedly forgetting email exchanges with her communications secretary, Jason Knauf, ahead of his meeting with the authors of Finding Freedom, an unofficial biography of the Sussexes. Mr. Knauf, in a witness statement, told the court Meghan's letter to her father was written in anticipation that it could be leaked. Should the Court of Appeal side with ANL, a full trial would require Meghan and other senior royals to face cross-examination. Meghan and Harry are approaching 2 years since they upped sticks and crossed the Atlantic, initially moving to Canada before heading to California. Pod Save the Queen is hosted by Zoe Forsey and features Daily Mirror royal editor Russell Myers. Mr. Myers said in last week's episode, "I still don't think they've found their feet. They're so far from doing that at the moment."